Today you will learn how to use the past simple tense. So, you see here I have shown a timeline. Here we see now, and everything before now is in the past. So when we talk about the past simple tense, we are talking about a time that is before now or in the past. But the past simple tense specifically talks about something that happened in the past and it is finished, it is complete. We can talk about an action or an event or a situation that started and ended in the past. Okay? Let's look at when we use the past simple tense. First of all, I will tell you the rule, the principle of past simple or past indefinite tense. So, this is the rule of past simple tense. Now, let's make sentences according to this rule. He met with me. Subject, second form, object. Met is the second form of meet. Washed become washed. These are the second forms. Give become gave. Drive become drived. These are all second form of verb. And in past tense we use second form. Only in past simple tense we use second form of verb. Now look at some examples of negative sentences of past simple tense. The rule of negative sentence of past simple tense is subject did not plus V1 plus object. I did not tell a lie. Here we use first form because here did is the second form of do. So there is no need to use second form of verb with the main verb. Okay, the second example of negative sentence is he did not watch movie. Third example, he did not teach us. They did not speak Spanish. Interrogative sentences of past simple tense. Did plus subject, V1 plus object plus question mark. We always use first form of verb when did is in the sentence. These are some examples of interrogative sentences of past simple tense. Did you watch the video on YouTube? Did he study? Question mark. Did you write in the class? Question mark. Now look at further. We can use it with the time expression or without time expression. So when we say last week, brain called last week, that's a time expression. Last week is a time expression. It's a word that tells us about time, like yesterday, last month, last year, or few years ago, or 5 years ago. These are all time expression. So, of course, you can use a time expression with the past tense. What's the past tense here? This word is past tense, called. This is the second form of call. But you can also use the past simple tense without time expression. So you can simply say, I cooked dinner. Okay? And as soon as I use this word cooked, we know that we are talking about the past. Okay, next we can use the past simple tense to talk about the recent past or the distant past. The recent past, what do you mean? Okay, what do I mean by that? The recent past means something that just happened or short time ago, and the distance time, something that happened a long time ago. Let's look at some examples. We visited her yesterday. Okay, yesterday is not very long ago, so we could use it with the past simple. She lived in London a long time ago. We could also use the past simple tense to talk about something that happened way back. She lived in London a long time ago. So it doesn't matter, we can use it in all these cases. Next, one action or many actions. We can use one verb or we can use many verbs in the sentence. It doesn't matter, usually they will all be in the past simple tense. We can use it for one action, like she talked to her. This is one action. And in many actions, example, they invited their friends, ordered pizza, and watched the game. Second form. We can use it for many actions in one sentence. So here we have 3 verbs. Doesn't matter, you can have as many verbs as you need, and it's not a problem. So these are the main situation in which you can use freely and easily the past simple tense. Now the first thing you have to remember when you are working with these tense is that in English there are 2 kinds of verbs: regular verb and irregular verb. How do we know what is regular verb and what is irregular verb? Well, regular verbs are the one that in the past tense they just have ed or d. They end like that. Example, work become worked. Example. So in all these words we see that there is a ed. This is the most common ending, ed. So in irregular verb We don't have a past tense form which has ed. In irregular cases, sometimes the verb changes a little bit and sometimes it changes completely. So let's look at the examples. Go becomes went, see becomes saw, buy becomes bought. It completely changes in irregular verb. Next, when you take the verb, the base form of the verb, and you added ed. So here we have some examples. Walk becomes walked. Cook become cooked. We just needed to add ed and that works for lots of the irregular verb, but there are always some exceptions and there are a few exceptions like bake, baked. Sometimes the verb itself, the base form of verb, ends with an e already, then you don't need to add e, you just add d, so bake becomes baked. Next, if you have a verb that ends with y and has a consonant before it, consonant means anything that's not a vowel. A vowel is a, e, I, o, u. So if you have a word that ends with y and has a consonant before it, then you do is your cancel the y, right, and add ied, like you see here, cry, cried. And then we have one other pattern that you might see very often, and that is when we double the last letter and then add ed. When we do that, if you look at the base form of the verb from the end, okay, and you see that there is a consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. All right, from the end, then we usually double the last letter, as it's stop, stopped, stop become stopped, plain, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant. So we double the last, okay, planned. This plan become planned. So we double the last letter plus we added ed. So these are the some basic ways in which you need to make spelling changes in the past tense, but the best way for you to learn it is with these rules.